Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices like Pocket Madness. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. In this series, we're talking about games that I've gone back to that I hadn't played in a long time and then realized, wow, I forgot how much I love this game. And these are rediscovered treasures. And in this episode, we're talking about Pocket Madness. This is a Cthulhu-themed rummy-style card game designed by my favorite designer, Bruno Cathala. So let me show you how it's played very quickly with a 1-minute overview. I'll see you on the other side. Pocket Madness is a rummy-style game for 2 to 4 players, where you can be trying to play melds, at least 3 of the same number or more, and you'll be able to get special abilities when you do so, like taking other turns, discarding cards from other players, giving cards away, because you're trying to get rid of all your cards. When you have these abilities, you gotta find the right time to use them, because you can use them anytime, but if somebody else melds of this number, they can steal the special ability from you. You'll also be trying to run a set from 6 to 12 because everybody gets a madness cube, which is bad because the game ends whenever someone gets 10. Whoever has the least is the winner. And every one that's done in that subsequent round will multiply and continue to explode the amount of madness. But the mechanics are simple. You're either taking 1, 2, or 3 cards from the deck that's on the pile. Some of them are face down, or you're playing melds and you're trying to have the least madness when someone gets 10. Yeah, the reasons why I love this game, and I don't know why I forgot I loved it, but the reason why I loved it is the large cards with the great art is fantastic. The cards just feel good in your hands, and the art, even though it's a theme that I don't like, or at all really, the art is just so beautiful on these cards. I like that you're picking between 1 and 3 cards, and some of them might be face down, so you don't really know what you're getting into, and that sort of changes what you might do. You might really want the first and third card, but that middle one might totally mess up what you're trying to do to try to go out. And so it's some interesting choices even on just which cards you get. It is a twist on the classic rummy where you're getting cards, laying down melds, and trying to go out, but it has that twist of the different abilities and everything else that I'm about to mention. Like these abilities that you get when you create the melds is cool because not only do you get those abilities, you've got to know the right time to use them. Because if you don't use them fast enough and another player melds that number, they can take it right from you before you even had a chance to use it. So that, I like that aspect. It gives a little bit of attention, it gives some player interaction, and I like that. I like the pyramid deck, makes it very interesting that there's like 6 6s all the way up to 12 12s. So the 12s are a lot more common, which means the ability is not quite as strong. And you're trying to figure out, what to use, but that pyramid deck makes the game pretty interesting. Now, getting a full run of 6 through 12 is kind of a hard thing to do because again, there's only 6 6s, but when you do, has that interesting cascading madness where everyone takes a madness but you. But every other player that does it that round, it escalates and escalates and escalates. So if 3 players have done it on the third one, everyone's taking 3 madness. And the game can escalate really quickly if a bunch of runs are made, and I like that aspect of it. So sometimes you might have the run, and you might like, oh, I might be able to go out, but I might hold it on and see if someone else is going to do a run, because I'm going to be giving them more madness than they gave me. It's just some interesting sort of playing with the game there. And I like that you're getting madness for each unique card when the deck runs, if the deck runs out, if that's the way that the round ends, because you're again, it's this hand management of like trying to go out and then you're getting towards the end, you're like, well, I don't want to get this card because I don't have it yet and it's going to give me a madness because at the end of the round. So some interesting things there. And you're really trying to go out to get rid of half your madness. If you can, it's hard to go out, but if you can, it's like, oh man, I was at 7 madness. I get to get rid of half of those, right? Round it up. And so that really steps you down into a position where you could possibly win the game, maybe next round. So I like that aspect of it. On the negative side of things, the setup each round is long for, I'd say, a card game because you got to take 17 cards and put them face down, and then you got to mix them into the deck, and then you got to line them up. And the game's a bit of a table hog. You kind of have to do 2 big rows of cards. So the setup's a little bit of a bear each round. It's not the end of the world, but it does probably stop it from coming out a little bit more often. And the Cthulhu theme, it's overused, but at least the art's great with this. But overall, those are the reasons why I love this game. It is pretty hard to find. You can still find it in some places, which needs to be one of the prerequisites of getting on this specific show on my channel. You might have to look a little harder, but there are some copies out there that you can find. And so that's pretty much it. That is Pocket Madness, designed by Bruno Cathala. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you love. Lucky Duck Games has 4 new games available now. In the Court of Miracles, you lead a guild of beggars, scheme with sinister plots, and use trickery to build your own renown in an attempt to take over 16th century Paris. Baron Voodoo is an abstract strategy game involving the collection of thematic soul dice, and it made my top 10 most anticipated releases at Essen Spiel this year. Kingdom Rush Rift in Time is a tower defense with epic heroes that includes a campaign and an infinite replayability mode. It was hugely popular on Kickstarter, raising over $1 million. Chronicles of Crime 1400 is a standalone follow-up to the award-winning Chronicles of Crime, where you'll be solving 4 unique crimes in medieval Paris. These are all available in stores now, and you can learn more and order them at luckyduckgames.com.